Coach, I guess first question, obviously going back and reviewing the tape, kind of what stood out to you?
Yeah, I mean, both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively, the self-inflicted wounds and the facts of not being able to get out of our own way at times was probably the most disappointing thing. It really was. You look at us offensively, the negative plays in the first 3 drives of the game to put us in such bad situations. Defensively, you look at it at the first drive of the game, we have them in some really bad situations. We have them in 1st and 19. We've got them in 3rd and 12. We got them in 3rd and 7, 2nd 19, and we're not able to take advantage of it. And so, the messaging to our guys is focusing incredibly small. Everybody understanding we've got this job to do. Us as coaches, us as players, and to just do our job and focus solely on that. And so, it is. It's a simple answer. And for our guys, it's about them having great confidence and going and playing the next play because it's the only play that matters. So that's what we took from the tape.
When you sat down to kind of get your vision together for when you become a head coach, what kind of defense maybe did you want to run? Maybe not so much schematically, but philosophically.
Yeah, we wanted to be an aggressive style of defense that was incredibly multiple, that was all about finding ways to get the ball back. That's through turnovers, that's through finding a way to get off the field on 3rd downs and 4th downs. You know, and for us, over the last 2 weeks, haven't been able to get that done. A huge focal point going into this weekend.
John?
Hey Jeff, after Saturday you mentioned how you guys are going to fight like heck to kind of get things back on track, but what would you say to fans who had kind of lost a little bit of faith in the program after Saturday?
Yeah, we're going to continue to make sure that our building and the guys inside our room have great awareness of just doing our job, controlling exactly what we control. There is great disappointment in how we played, how I coached, how we did what we did on Saturday morning. And so for us, our brand and what we do on Saturdays, man, it affects our entire state. It affects our fan base and our university and the energy that's pumped into our community. And we understand that. And we do. We want to find a way to get back on track. We want to find a way to focus incredibly small and to go put a really good product on the field.
Brian, back.
You said last week when you came in on Monday, you felt the energy was really good and everybody still felt like that buy-in was all there. Do you feel the same way today?
I do. I do. I think guys, again, as they've gotten in the building, there was a bunch around yesterday just having a meal and having medical check-in, and guys just being inside the building, and there was great disappointment, and there's no doubt about that. I do believe that our guys have belief. They've got excitement about what's to come. They know that there's an incredible opportunity to play here at home at 11 a.m. against the University of Florida, and that's going to be a great challenge for us, but there's great excitement and anticipation of being able to go play the way we need to play.
Paul?
Coach, on Saturday you targeted the tight ends 9 times, and I think they combined for 7 catches. Was that more about what Toledo was giving you on defense, or was that just the opportunity that you didn't have the first couple games?
Yeah, it was a little bit of both, and you look at it, Sadhu's he's had production week 2 and week 3. Justin had an opportunity for a couple at Arizona State where he was targeted. For us, those guys are going to be incredibly involved as we get into the throw game and continue to move forward.
Ben?
Which I know offensive play callers like to script a certain number of plays at the beginning of the game. Is there a certain number of plays that you like to have planned out in advance during the week? And how did that go for you, obviously, last week?
Yeah, it did not go well, obviously, last week. We run 9 plays, have 8 yards. We have horrible situational football with 3rd downs being in 3rd and extra long. So we've got to start better. We got to start faster. We got to take the negatives out. We got to take the penalties out. The penalties for us offensively in the first couple of drives were absolute killers, and things that, again, created some really bad situations for us.
Robbie?
Coach, I know it happens all the time. New coach comes in, and I mean, you've had a few guys leave the team and stuff like that. You talked a little bit about the buy-in, but what's your thoughts on how the players have bought into what you want to do, and what kind of transition has that been like for you?
I do. I think we've got really good buy-in. I think we've got guys that care about each other inside the room. I think we've got guys that are in with both feet. There's not any half-stepping going on. We're going to continue to create a culture here of connection, of belief, of understanding, man, doing it for the guy next to you matters. And our guys right now, they're all in on that. And so we've got to continue to create that and then go play better.
Jacob?
Coach, what are your early impressions of this Florida team?
Yeah, a really talented team on both sides of the ball. A group defensively that is incredibly big and long and can run, and then offensively have some playmakers that can do some special things with it in their hands. They have struggled. We have too, you know, but it's a football team that has a bunch of ability. They've recruited incredibly well, so we will. It'll be a great test for us Saturday morning.
Justin?
Jeff, do you have any update on the availability of Cody Jones and Dave for Saturday?
I don't. Today there was nothing different with those guys. Again, on Wednesday, I believe it'll go out and we'll have a little better idea where they're at.
John?
Jeff, you know, the current state of the Florida program, obviously, you know, there's been a lot of, you know, desperation, I guess, with the Gators, with, you know, Billy Napier in the last kind of couple of years that he's had. Is that anything that you kind of think about, this, you know, Gators team being maybe like extra desperate kind of coming into Starkville this weekend?
Our focus is 100% on us and cleaning up the things that we can clean up, controlling what we can control. Every single snap, our energy, our focus, our detail, understanding that this game will punish you if you do not execute. We got to coach them better and put them in better situations, and we've got to go out and we've got to execute, and it is about Mississippi State more than ever.
Steve?
Coach, kind of going back to culture a little bit, one of the most difficult things for a coach to do is have to dismiss a player. I'm not going to ask you any specifics about those incidents, but you know, how difficult is that, and what's that process like? You know, for you, sometimes you got to call the herd, I know, but kind of take us through that a little bit.
Yeah, it's hard. You don't want that. You want guys to have every opportunity imaginable to be able to be a part of something that's so much bigger than ourselves, bigger than myself, bigger than anybody that sits in this team room every single day. I think early on, inside a program, people understanding that you're not going to give on certain things is incredibly important. And our guys that love Mississippi State, that want to play for each other and have great connection and want to be great teammates, man, we're going to find ways to reward those guys nonstop inside the program. And again, we want guys that are in with both feet, you know, and are excited about playing and excited about opportunity and thankful and grateful for everything that we get to go do every single day. And again, that's regardless of outcome. There's incredible disappointment, there's real frustration, but we have guys in the room that are connected, that are ready to go work and get fixed.
Sam over here on the left.
Isaac Smith leads the country in tackles right now. Just what have you seen from him to kind of emerge as a leader on the defense?
Toughness, physicality, a guy that leads with the way that he plays, the way that he practices, his energy, and his love for the game, to play the game of football. It's all over the tape. Proud of that dude for what he's done and continuing to do.
Jason's back.
Obviously, week one was a big game for you guys, being up on Eastern Kentucky. But how do you, after these past 2 weeks, how do you get your guys to, you know, refocus and have a restilled sense of confidence heading into this Florida game after these past 2 weeks, like they did in the first game?
I think our guys that sit inside this room, as they watch the tape and they look at it and they learn from it, and that's what we have to do. We're not going to dwell on the past. We're going to learn from it. Our guys understand that we have good football players inside these walls, and having some self-belief and some confidence when things aren't going right is something that needs to start showing up. And it's not about talking about it, it's about just playing the next play and focusing incredibly small, doing our job and going and executing, us putting them in really good positions to be able to go do those things. But our guys are going to be an energetic, confident group on Saturday morning. You know, I believe that, and through the week with preparation, that's how we'll get there.
Danny?
Quick one, piggyback off Sam's question about Isaac Smith, but you know, I know with all his tackles, I need like to spread those around maybe to some other people. Just what is the key maybe to get some of the linebackers and defensive linemen's tackles up?
Yeah, I think for those guys, making sure that again, from an alignment and assignment and a key standpoint, we're really, really clean. Us putting them in position every single snap. You know, from a staffing standpoint, we'll continue to fight to do. Our guys, when you turn the tape on, have played incredibly hard. We have not played very clean. So again, we have to coach them better in these situations, and our guys have got a great understanding of the urgency that we have to go execute with, and how we have to go prepare this week. So again, those guys will be involved. We'll continue to play multiple guys at the second level to make sure we don't have guys playing too many snaps.
Justin?